Hello friends, welcome to UGPG Mathematics. In this video, we are going to see some questions from linear algebra. So let's start. Let T is a map from M to R to M to R such that T of A is equal to A transpose, and let C be the matrix representation of T with respect to standard basis. Then the first option is C is diagonalizable, second is C is symmetric, third is C is invertible, and last is none of the above. So this question involves so many concepts from linear algebra. So the first is we should know the standard basis of this vector space M to R, set of all 2 by 2 matrices over real numbers. Then the standard, how to find out the matrix of T, and so on, right? So here let us look at the matrix, say A, B, C, D. It is a 2 by 2 matrix over real numbers. So we can write this matrix as A times 1 0 0 0, B times 0 1 0 0, C times 0 0 1 0 plus D times 0 0 0 1, right? Now all these matrices, so let me call this as E11. The first 1 entry is 1, then B times E12 plus C times E21 plus D times E22. Here we can easily check that this, take B is equal to E11, E12, E21 and E22. These matrices are linearly independent, and we can express any matrix as a linear combination of these matrices. So these matrices span the vector space M to R, right? So this is a standard basis for M to R, right? Now we have to find out the matrix representation of this T with respect to the standard basis, right? T is defined as T of A is equal to A transpose, right? So here we just have to take this transformation on basis elements, right? So T of E11, right? What is T of E11? It is just E11 transpose, right? But this is just 1 0 0 0, its transpose, which is same as E11, right? The transpose of this matrix is itself. Now T of E12, the second basis element, which is equal to transpose of E12, which is 0 1 0 0, its transpose, which is 0 1 0 0, right? Which is just E21. Now similarly find out T of E21, which is just transpose of E21. E21 is this matrix, transpose is just 0 1 0 0, right? Which is same as E12. Now T of E22, which is just take the transpose of this E22, so which is 0 0 0 1, its transpose is itself, right? Now express these vectors in linear combination of these basis elements, right? Now we can write this E11 as 1 times E11 plus 0 times E12 plus 0 times E21 plus 0 times E22, right? So how to find out the matrix of T? So T, matrix of T with respect to this basis, standard basis is, now look at the vector space. This is a vector space of dimension 4. This is a vector space of dimension 4. So the matrix of T is a 4 by 4 matrix, and the entries are just, express this vector in the linear combination of basis elements and write these entries vertically, coefficients. So this is 1 0 0 0. Similarly write this vector as linear combination of these vectors. So we can write this as 0 times E11 plus 0 times E12. The order must be like this. First it is E11, then E12, then E21 and E22. So plus 1 times E21 plus 0 times E22, right? So coefficients are just 0, 0, 1, 0, right? Similarly, write this vector as linear combination of these vectors. So this is just E12, so this is 0, 1, 0, 0, and lastly it is 0 times E11 plus 0 times E12 plus 0 times E21 plus 1 times E22. So this is 0, 0, 0 and 1, right? So we have a matrix of T with respect to standard basis. This is a basis, standard basis is just this matrix, right? Now what is the next thing? Call this matrix as C, right? The notation is C. So we just have to check whether this C is diagonalizable, symmetric, C is invertible and so on, right? So call this matrix as C. Now clearly this matrix C is symmetric, right? So C is symmetric. The next question is this C invertible, right? So we can easily check that this C is invertible because this matrix is just a permutation matrix, right? So determinant is non-zero, that means C is invertible. So C is invertible. Now the next is this C is diagonalizable. So C is clearly diagonalizable because just check that this C square is just equal to identity matrix, right? So this C satisfies a polynomial x square is equal to 1, right? That means what? X square minus 1 is 0, right? So x minus 1 times x plus 1 is 0, right? Now this is a minimal polynomial for this matrix C, right? So minimal polynomial of the matrix C, right? Now the minimal polynomial, so let me write this as MC of x, minimal polynomial of C. So minimal polynomial of C splits into linear factors, right? And hence C is diagonalizable. Therefore this first option is also true. Just note that there is nothing special about this 4 by 4 permutation matrix. You can take any n by n permutation matrix, then it is always diagonalizable matrix. Let us solve next question. Let A and B be n by n matrices such that they have same eigenvalues and same corresponding eigenvectors. If all eigenvalues are distinct, then A is equal to B minus I, A equal to B transpose, then A is equal to B and A is equal to minus of B. So what we have given, A and B have same eigenvalues. That means suppose lambda 1, lambda 2 and so on up to lambda n. If these are the eigenvalues of A, then these are also eigenvalues of B, right? And they have same eigenvectors corresponding to these lambda i's. That means suppose we have A xi is equal to lambda I xi. That means lambda I is eigenvalue of A and corresponding eigenvector is xi, right? For all I is from 1 to up to n. Then we also have B xi is equal to lambda I xi, right? For all I. And moreover, we have given these all eigenvalues are distinct, right? That means this lambda I is not equal to lambda j whenever I is not equal to j, right? So all eigenvalues are distinct and therefore these vectors xi, that means x1, x2 and so on up to xn, this set is linearly independent, because we know the result that if we have distinct eigenvalues, all eigenvalues are distinct, then the corresponding eigenvectors are linearly independent eigenvectors, right? So we have this linearly independent eigenvectors. So this set is linearly independent, and the set contains n vectors, right? N elements. So this forms a basis for Rn, right? So this B is a basis for Rn. Now just check that we have AXI is equal to BXI, right? Because AXI is same as lambda IXI, which is again same as BXI, right? So we have AXI is equal to BXI for all I is from 1 to n. That means on this xi, A is equal to B, right? So clearly A is equal to B. So we can check this. So we can express any vector from Rn. So take any vector y from Rn, then this is a basis for Rn, right? So we can express this y as a linear combination of these vectors uniquely. So let me call this y is equal to alpha I xi, I range from 1 to n, right? So I have expressed any vector from Rn as a linear combination of these basis elements uniquely. Now what is the next thing? I can write this Ay as, so Ay is equal to A times this summation. Now this is just Ay is equal to I runs from 1 to n of A of alpha xi. Alpha i's are just scalars, so we can write this as alpha I times xi, right? Now from here we have A of xi is same as B of xi, so which is same as I runs from 1 to n alpha I B xi, right? And which is same as by, right? So we have Ay is equal to by for all y belongs to Rn, right? This y was arbitrary. So A is equal to B. So whenever we have this condition on the matrices, then we always have this matrix, these two matrices are same. So A is equal to B. Let us solve next question. Suppose A is n by n matrix over complex numbers, which is both normal and nilpotent. Then first option is A is equal to identity, second is A is equal to minus of identity, then third is A is equal to 0, and last is A is equal to I times the identity matrix. So for this, what is the definition of normal? Normal means A times A star is equal to A star A, right? Where this A star is conjugate transpose of the matrix A. So we will not use this exactly definition of this normal, but we will use the consequence of this normalness. So what is the theorem? It is called spectral theorem, which says that every normal matrix is diagonalizable. That means here A is normal, so A is diagonalizable matrix, right? So we have a matrix which is diagonalizable and nilpotent. So A must be 0. Why? Because we can easily conclude this. So here let us take a nilpotent matrix. What is a nilpotent matrix? A raised to k is equal to 0 for some k belongs to natural numbers, right? So what is the meaning of this? This matrix A satisfies the polynomial x raised to k, right? So minimal polynomial of A, max, must divide this x raised to k, right? Now we have given that from this normal condition we have this A is diagonalizable, right? That means what? Whenever we have max, then this max must splits into linear factors, right? That means all the factors have power 1 in max. So this max must be x from here. That means what? A is equal to 0 because A satisfies its minimal polynomial. That means what? A of A is equal to 0. That means A is equal to 0, right? So whenever we have a nilpotent matrix which is diagonalizable, then that matrix must be a 0 matrix. So this third option is the correct option. I hope you like this video. Thanks a lot for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you find this useful. Thank you.